Hey gents, 03 Bullseye here. I'm going to quickly show you some options for hog hunting. A buddy of mine recently asked, how do I mount my night vision onto deer rifles and such to be able to hunt hogs at night rather than on a tactical setup. So I'm going to show you a few options with the night vision A and PVS 14 monocular, as well as some I'll show that with IR, without IR, and then I'm also going to show you green light options as well if you don't have night vision, and a few different setups on that. We're getting ready to prepare for a hog hunt coming up here in April in Texas. I've been down there before, but this year I'm taking my 12-year-old and 14-year-old. So my 12-year-old is going to be taking a 308 that he has, a youth model that he has hunted Kentucky, Africa with it. He likes the 308 cartridge, so he's going to take that hog hunting. My daughter has a new Grendel, and we're calling it Gracie's Grendel, and she's hoping to shoot some hogs with that as well on an AR-15 platform. So I'll jump right in and get started. So this is an AM PVS-4. This is on a M16A1 DPMS with papers, so don't freak out on me too bad. It is registered. But anyways, this is what the PVS 14 looks like on a GG mount, and it works perfect with the aim point, and it has a quick detach lever right here, and it snaps right off. And on a tactical setup, that's great. And it's got a 4-power afocal magnifier that I can mount on it right there, if you can see that. It works real well. But if you want to put this onto a deer rifle that does not have a rail setup, it makes it a little bit more difficult and challenging. So they make some adapters for that, but you spend a lot of money for the adapter, so we're just going to snap it off right here on this quick detach. Comes right off. The adapters are about $200 for an adapter. Some of them are more. I'm going to show you the cheap fix. This is the cheap fix. It's a PVC coupler. Nothing fancy, but it works. Works well. So you just have to take measurements off of your monocular, and you have to make certain that it's going to match up. Sometimes you have to put Gorilla Tape on the inside just to act as a shim, but it works rather well. Works very well. See if I can show another angle of it here. So that basically is it. You get to use your existing scope. Nothing changes on your zeros. You just slide this onto the back of it. You tighten it down. I typically just keep a wrench handy that fits the screws on here. I keep that in my box. Everything works well. Now, let's say you want to get out there and do some 200 or 300 yard, hog hunting or coyote hunting, and you need a little extra light. Well, you can buy for $25 or $30. This one's called Evolve, or Evolva, but it's basically an IR light. It does not emit any white light that you can see. It's strictly by the naked eye, but it absolutely lights up the dark, makes it exactly like it's middle of the day. The bad thing is, when it's on, you don't know it. And if you happen to be looking into it, I've been told it can hurt your eyes and burn out your eyes if you're looking into it when you don't even know that it's on. So you have to always be aware of which position that your switch is, whether it's on or off, basically. But it works well with the PVS 14. That was just one PVC coupler that you get at a plumbing store for $3. So I mean, it's $3 versus $200. You can see I've got one on a PSS rifle. That one just painted brown is all it is. but it works real well too. And I've got another one. Each of them are different sizes, so I get different sizes according to the ocular lens of your scope. This one is actually a piece of PVC that I made. So I just took a piece of PVC, I riveted 2 hose clamps on here, I split the PVC a 1/4 inch right here so that it can squeeze in and out, and then put just a few pieces of Gorilla Tape on the inside here. I don't know if you can see that. This one works great. That's on a 6.5 Creedmoor. So let's say you don't have night vision capabilities. Let's say you're just going to strictly go with a green light. So a couple of cheap alternatives, if you don't want to spend, you know, $240 on the Reaper and some of the Predator stuff. So this is a $26. I'm sure it probably come from China. Comes with everything you need to mount this onto your scope. And it's a very powerful flashlight. I tried it several times. I've used it before. It'll get out there to about 125, 150 yards, and that works great for hogs. Push button tail cap. It's also got the extended tape switch in there as well as a single charger right there as well. So $26. This one's called Vast Fire. And then if you want to get into something a little bit more expensive, this one here is Lumen Shooter. I think it's about $67, and it again comes with a double charger, comes with your mounting kit, comes with tape switches as well. This one comes with red, green, and white light LED diodes, so you can change between the different ones. Again, it's about $67. All of these lights take the 18650, which is a little bit bigger than a AA. They're rechargeable, and it's best if you just go in and I just keep them in a Altoids can. I write 18650 on them, but I keep several of them. You can put 3 in one of these cans. Keep these with you at all times. Charge them during the day, hunt with them at night. I typically don't use the factory chargers that they send. I really love the night core charger, and basically because it turns itself off after it's done charging, and it gives you the actual volt readouts and stuff like that as it's charging as well. So that works, you know, nice. There's a lot of debate over, you know, whether you should have a red light or a green light, and it's just user preference. We hunted with 18 guys one time down at Four Amigos Ranch in Texas, and some of them had red, some of them had green. We couldn't tell there was a whole lot of difference. Main thing is you don't want to turn it on right onto the hogs. It's best to keep it on a flood up in the sky, slowly bring it down onto the hogs, and wherever the feed pile is or however you're hunting, but slowly bring it over. It won't spook them too bad. Another really neat thing, if you've got $200 or $300 laying around and you want to buy some cheap, Russian or Chinese knockoff night vision goggles, binos. These don't have any power on these. This is a Sightmark Ghost Hunter. The neat thing about using these is that when it's pitch black out there and you're sitting waiting for the hogs to come out, you don't have to keep shining your flashlight down there, looking around with a flashlight. So you can just keep the rifle propped up on the side, use your cheap $200 to $300 Sightmark Ghost Hunter binos. They don't work great, but they work okay. You can spot hogs at 100 yards with them. You shine an IR light out there and it really lights up the area again, and it makes them look like almost, third generation, stuff. But anyhow, we use these just for scoping around, looking around. When we see the hogs come out, then we either pull out the PVS 14 binocular on the gun, or we pull out a green light using a scope, and the crosshairs on the scope as well. So that is a few of your options. Hope it didn't last too long. I think I'm trying to keep it under 10 minutes. If you have any questions, just comment in the comments below, and hope you enjoyed the video.